So Jim's got the money, other Premier League teams have, but they can't spend it like Jim can. Dan Ashworth, even closer from when we were talking at Old Trafford today. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope you've had a great day. Hope you're actually sat at home and not taking the missus out tonight. You're sat in comfy, cup of tea, or cracks open a can and sat back watching YouTube and watching us talking about how much money United have got to spend this summer, or how much Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to spend. We're going to talk about why he's got so much money, and why he is so high up on the table of the rich list. You wouldn't have thought how high up he was, actually, compared to some of the so-called big owners in the Premier League. But we're going to get into detail of that. We're going to get into detail of how much of that he can spend, how much he is willing to spend, and how close everything else is around Manchester United. Other news, and obviously all of the thoughts of you, the subscribers, the fans of FUTV and Manchester United. Get your comments in the comment section now, people. Get talking to me. Let me know how you feel. Are you buoyant? I felt really good today. Honestly, listening to the news, I felt fantastic. It just feels really positive. Even the security guy who came over to us, narky as hell before, outside Old Trafford, even the narky security guy seemed to have a little bit of a spring in his step. And it was crap weather as well. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Anyway, subscribe. Make sure you have subscribed. We are literally about 20 odd away from 38,000 subscribers, guys. So get hitting that subscribe button. And of course, make sure you hit that like button. They all help. They're all free. And you might as well do it because you love the content. Come on. Who else is going to talk pigeons outside Old Trafford to you on a random day of the week? Well, it's Valentine's Day. You can't be speaking about anything better than pigeons and takeovers and money and Manchester United turning the page and moving forward. We have got so much to talk about, and this is where I get my chance to catch up with you guys and your thoughts. This is why I love the evening show. More people are available. If you haven't watched Kaz's debut on the channel this morning, the voice of the chat was reading out your messages live this morning, guys. You need to start tuning into more live outsides because they are changing up, and everyone was loving it today. It was good to have Kaz on and the voice on, and it was nice to actually get into more of the chat with you guys because it was easier with Kaz doing it. Nice to get into more of the chat while we were live outside talking everything Manchester United. It was a really good vibe this morning. So it continues into tonight. It really does. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, we're talking how much money has this man actually got. When you look at the table of the owner's rich list of the Premier League, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is second. The man has got more money than Sheikh Mansour at Manchester City. Now, obviously, far out and in the distance is the Saudi owners of Newcastle United. Somewhat 500 billion in the bank, and you can't spend any of it. Never mind, move on. Manchester United, obviously, just under 30 billion is the worth of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, but the difference being, and we spoke about this before, is we can spend money, Sir Jim Ratcliffe can spend money because it's his own. He doesn't have to loan it out. He has got the liquid assets and cash and everything available. And he has got round about 4 billion of that spare in cash, ready to go at hand. That's the difference right now. Yes, people look at how wealthy people are in the world and they had all their assets together. That's all tied up. You don't see that money. 30 billion, that means nothing. It's what cash is available. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got that cash. He has got the revenues of Manchester United. He has got the advantage over every other single club in this league, barring Manchester City, because they're winning on the pitch revenues are just keeping them above Manchester United right now. But how crap United are, winning barely nothing with no prize money coming in, are still second on the revenue list. Can you imagine if Sir Jim Ratcliffe invested into United and got United actually playing decent football again? And actually got United to a place where we were competing and winning and earning money off winning trophies, and how much of an advantage that would be. He's just giving us a jump start here on everyone else with his investment coming in. The 300 million that he's committed to infrastructure investment in Manchester United, we don't know whereabouts the infrastructure is. What does it stand for? Is that training ground, bits around Old Trafford? I don't think you can class infrastructure as playing staff, can you? But what we're looking at really is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got plenty of money there, and we now need to see, and we talked earlier on today about how much is going to be available, what Sir Jim Ratcliffe's plan is going to be. He's going to be holding a press conference quite soon. The inevitable has already happened now, so we are past the mark of everything being ratified, and we are also into the realms of hearing from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, which is good, which is very good. I can see Colin there. Adam, don't forget, financial fair play will dictate how much maybe spent to begin. No, mate, Man United can spend 400 million this summer with the rules coming out and everything. I've already calculated it all. I've already looked into it. I've looked at the real changes and what they bring. If the real changes come in, you can forget about it. United are going to be miles ahead of everyone else in terms of revenues. This is why it's kicking off. If the squad valuation rule comes in for financial fair play, then it's open season for United. It really is. This summer, with all the financial fair play and why we've had to save on January, going into this summer, Manchester United can spend 400 million if they wanted to. They're not going to. We know they're not going to, but just to know it's there, and Manchester United have got them riches beside them and ready to use them. And like we said, in terms of the infrastructure and Manchester United, infrastructure would be a recruitment team. Infrastructure, could you class that as Dan Ashworth? Could you class that as paying that compensation to Newcastle United? That's obscene amount of money for a director of football. Man, we're talking managers were bad enough in terms of getting them out of clubs and getting to other clubs in compensation payments. But directors of football, now we're in a different realm, aren't we? We really are. It's unbelievable what is actually going on. And I said before as well, in terms of Manchester United, how much money we can spend. In terms of financial fair play, balancing the books, wages, agents, fees, everything like that, Manchester United have got 400 million to spend right now. We could sell more players and spend more money. Effectively, if you add the obvious, which is the likes of Greenwood leaving, Danny van der Beek leaving, it brings United in around 400 million. Worst case scenario, if we don't sell anyone, not going to happen, United will have 250 million without any investment from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That's where the books are lying at the moment. That's where everything is looking, according to the experts, that is. But obviously, Sir Jim is going to invest his money into Manchester United. He is going to invest his money into the infrastructure of the football club. Now, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Manchester United running properly like a proper football club is all anybody wants to see. Any United fan wants to see United running as we should, with the best in class in place. Now, Dan Ashworth apparently now, so from when we were talking earlier on today, we were talking about everyone reporting and it looking like Manchester United are going to make moves. Sky Sports were on. When I came back in this afternoon, Newcastle now expecting to hear from Manchester United and are ready for an approach from Manchester United for Dan Ashworth to become their new director of football, sporting director, however you want to call it. It's gone past that. Now people are actually saying that this is going to be happening and should be finalised next week. They're the reports coming out tonight all over social media and different media outlets. So that's where we're at now. It's escalated quickly. I said it as soon as everything was ratified, as soon as we got more confirmation regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe, which we have got, all of the other noises would start coming out. And this is what we're getting right now. And we're also 1 like away from the 100 mark already. And it's just coming up to 9 minutes. Well done, you lot. Absolutely smashed it so far. And yeah, keep it going, please. And don't forget, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to check where we are at with our subscribers right now, just to get an update on everything and where we're at. Yeah, we just need another 25 people to subscribe, and then we are at that 38,000 subscriber mark. Absolutely immense. Thank you for all the likes as well, guys. Keep on it. Let's get up there. Let's try and break some records. Can we hit 300 likes in this stream? That is your job today. Get on it, people. Just around 300 in the room with us right now, so keep it up. Let's move forward. So Dan Ashworth, just to reiterate and go over everything that we spoke about earlier on, if everyone's just coming in from work and not seeing anything going on. If United want Dan Ashworth, we're looking like we're going to have to pay a very high compensation fee for him in the region of 6 to 7 million quid For a director of football, that is absolutely mental. And there is an opportunity that Newcastle will force Dan Ashworth to go on gardening leave as well. Now, the title of this video and everything regarding Sir Jim's finances, the rich list within the Premier League, we talked about that. He's second on that behind the Saudi owners, which is unbelievable. He has got cash available to spend. This is apparently where the lure of Manchester United has come for Dan Ashworth. This is what's happening. It's like Barada would not leave City if there wasn't a project and finances to fund that project. It's the same for Dan Ashworth. He is tied. Newcastle haven't got the revenues to spend them billions that their owners have got. Financial fair play is going to hamper the likes of Newcastle because they are not as big a club as Manchester United. They don't have the worldwide reach and then worldwide revenues which come into the football club. More and more and more people are going to be flocking to Manchester United now. All eyes are going to be on United. The merchandise, everything. They pulled off an absolute coup with the Stone Roses collection when they launched that last week. I mean, it is nice. I'm not going to lie. It is. And I have seen loads of people. I've been to Old Trafford, as you know, quite a lot of times through the weeks. We're obviously filming outside of Old Trafford all the time as well. And it's rammed. There are tours. There are coach loads of foreign tourists coming in, spending time in the superstore, in the mega store. There are absolutely hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bags leaving that mega store every single day. And yeah, none of it is cheap. I can tell you that for nothing. Back in the day when I first had my season ticket, it was dear then. And what people are telling me now is it's even worse. So yeah, it is absolutely raking it in money-wise. The season tickets are already being renewed by fans. If United then enhance Old Trafford in the future, and we've got these extra revenue streams, whether it be a new stadium, whether it be a redevelopment of Old Trafford, an extension on the capacity of the stadium and everything like that, then you are looking at you're looking at a money pit is what it is for Manchester. When it comes to financial fair play, it's an absolute money pit. And we have advantage over every other team, barring Manchester City because they're doing so well on the pitch, like I said, and the revenues are quite high. We are doing better than everybody right now when it comes to financial fair plays and what we can spend. It doesn't seem fair. No, I know it doesn't seem fair, but the reality is that Manchester United are ahead of everyone. Almost 150 on the like count, guys, and it's 12 minutes in. Well done, you. Absolutely destroying it. Let's get into the chat. Let's see where you are all at. So I'm going to scroll all the way up and then stop it right there. Jojo, you jumped out at me with the first one. Let's assume that Sir Jim has all the good intentions, but do you trust the Glazers with anything after all we've been through? I'd never trust the Glazers, but I do trust a businessman bigger, 20 times bigger than the Glazers, to go into a business transaction, which it is for the Glazers, and make sure he has his safeguards in place. That, for me, is what I'm trusted in right now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is worse than the Glazers when it comes to business. He makes things happen. He is worth, like I said, 20 times what the Glazers are worth, and he isn't stupid. He is going to go into this and make sure that every nut and cranny, every angle is covered, and the Glazers cannot have his pants down. There is no chance. Now, the Glazers have still got a say in everything, but if they're seeing revenues come in and money pumped in by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and money invested in a club that's going to make Manchester United more valuable, why are they going to do anything or kick off about anything? Let's not forget, them extra money that's going in, he's also going to take his stake up to around about 29% as well. So that is where we're at with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his angle on it. He's already got a massive chunk. He's already turning Manchester United around off the pitch. And, I mean, I'm not taking Harry Maguire's words seriously. I mean, every player's going to say the same thing in them sort of interviews. But him talking today, there is a buzz about the place at Manchester United now. There is a new era coming. A new page is being turned, and Manchester United are looking in a different direction to what we once was. It is going to be a completely different ball game for Manchester United going forward, and I feel like that is the biggest thing in all of this. that positivity, everyone on board, pushing United forward in every single department, that's where United are going to be ahead of everyone else. We've just been in a lull. There's been people at United that just been sat there doing the wrong jobs, like the video I did with the Glazers, like the nightmare of the Glazers. This is what it was. Like, we were just hitting our head against a brick wall. Staff being taken away from football duties just to see to the Glazers, and no one doing their jobs and making Manchester United what it should be, which is a mega force in world football. We have been sat in the shadows for a decade now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to take Manchester United to that next level, or that's his plan to. We'll see how he handles certain things. Everything is positive, and he's not put a foot wrong so far. But he'll be totally different when he's actually official and everything is being scrutinised. It's all right saying all the niceties and doing everything, but you cannot ignore the positive side of what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is doing so far. The visits to Carrington, Old Trafford, the staff, the buoyant staff and the mood. This is it. This is what he is bringing. And with that positivity, Sir Jim Ratcliffe brings his money. He's billions to Manchester United. He has got an abundance of cash to spend, and he wants to spend it at Manchester United. He has earned his way to the top. He has earned his way to the second richest man in the country. And he has got them liquid assets and cash, like we said, ready to go to invest in United if he wants to. Now, where will he spend that money? That is the question. If he starts spending a lot of money, I fully expect Manchester United to have a different owner within, 5 years, I would say. Would you say 5 years is about right? I just cannot see him pumping this amount of money in if he's not going to get anything back from it. He is going to be investing significantly. He is going to be running the ship, and he is going to be seeing all of this money come in and wanting to be invested back into Manchester United. There isn't going to be all this money going back out. I can't see him attacking the debt. It's not his debt. That will be a real statement of intention if he did try and tackle Manchester United's debt, because no one's expecting him to do that. I think effectively we would love to see a plan of how he wants to take the club forward, a time scale of when the stadium's going to be done, if any money that the club does make from his investments does go into the debt and clearing money and all of that credit that we've got on our revolving credit facility, everything like that. Is any of it going to go back into? Is there a long-term plan to clear the debt? Is there a long-term plan to buy out the Glazers? Is there a long-term plan for trophies, stadium, infrastructure, fan park, training ground? This is what I think now is the exciting bit, because now that we know everything is fully done and over the line, we can start planning properly. And when you start seeing the likes of Dan Ashworth walk through the door, Omar Barada walk through the door, then you can start getting excited about what's going to happen on the pitch. Sorry guys, I've veered off a little bit there in answering one of them questions. I'll be happy with a fresh start, and that means getting rid of money-grabbing deadwood in the club. That's happening straight away. Dobby says, Adam, we can spend 500 million after we sell Rashford to PSG for 100 million. We'll be lucky. Hey Adam, is it true we are looking at Pedro Neto? Manchester United have made contact with Wolves and are looking at Pedro Neto. He is an option on the right-hand side. A lot depends on what happens in the transfer market and player outings, though, first, Rajat. Obviously, you've got Palestri, you've got Anthony, you've got Sancho, you've got Ahmad, you've got Rashford, you've got Greenwood. You've got a lot of players there that can play that side. So, yes, that's a necessity. That needs to come first, and then I think Manchester United will weigh up their options. But what we are going to do is start working quicker to making sure that them players are out. Everything is covered financially. I think Manchester United will actually lose money in trying to get rid of some of these players. We will. And then we'll sort of balance everything with what we bring in. It's going to be a really interesting transfer strategy this summer. Willie says, clear the deadwood and high salary, no contribution players. Get some high potential youngsters in and try and get into the top 4 next season. Top 4 and a trophy next season, I think, for Ten Hag. I won't accept anything else. All you Valentine's Romeos, take out the like button kindly. Like your missus. Stop that now, Gray. We are only 12 away from 200, guys. That is a great start to the show. We're averaging 100 every 10 minutes at the moment. See if you can do it. You've got 15 seconds to make 12 likes. Sorry, I kind of dropped you in it a little bit there. Nick says, Adam, why would he put all this money into United with only 25% ownership and the Glazers still not putting any of their money into the club? Because he wants to turn Manchester United around. It seems like a fairy tale make-believe story and too good to be true. But it is. It's true. He's here. He has spent over the odds for these shares. By Friday, when everything has gone through on the share offer, which is the official deadline, and has to be cleared by then, he's already... He needed a certain amount of shares to be accepted. So the shareholders at United, the value's at $21 per share right now. He's offered, I think, was it $33 per share? Mega compared to what they're actually worth right now. A certain percentage of them shareholders had to accept this offer from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That has already passed. He's already got the necessary amount that he needs. There's probably more coming his way as well, but he's already cleared that as well. And officially on Friday, it just gives everyone time to do business with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who is a shareholder, and sell their shares to Sir Jim. So the reason he's got himself in is because he's paid over the top. He wanted to get in. So that on its own is a statement of intent from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That, for me, is a man who's paying way over the odds for the shares that he's buying. These are the tradable shares that he's buying on the stock exchange. He's paying over the odds for them. They're not worth that amount of money, but he's doing it just to get in at United. That's the intent, and that is where he wants to go. That should tell you everything you need to know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe's intentions with Manchester United. Straight out of the box. That should tell you. And for me, I feel like that alone is the biggest positive any Manchester United fan can take from it. It is one of, he is going to do everything he possibly can to get in power at Manchester United. That's what it is. He's got the money behind him to do it. And when a stumbling block comes around, I think he will just throw more money at the football club as to say, I'm not going anywhere. The Glazers, I feel, will be shoved out of the football club by the powerhouse, which is Ineos. And then what are people going to say? Are people going to start changing their minds about Sir Jim Ratcliffe then? There are still a lot of non-Sir Jim Ratcliffe fans out there, doubters, people that don't believe he has got the best interest of the club at heart simply because he is getting into bed with the Glazers. You can title it however you want. That pretty much is what he's doing. But he's running it his way. That was the snag. That's the difference in it. Into the chats. Happy Hibby says, Adam, better mention SofaScore. Yes, SofaScore, good shout. Because you have got it and you have downloaded it, haven't you, Happy Hibby? I know you have. That is the QR code, bottom right-hand corner of your screen right there, guys. They are our partners. They are the best sporting football app out there. Injury news, team news, score updates, player ratings, player profiles, all the details of every single Premier League club, Championship club, all the way down the pyramid in England and across Europe, as well as other sports. They bring everything, all the action to you instantly on your phone. It is free, guys. If you do download the app, it does help the channel. If you can't scan the QR code off the screen there, drop down into the description and click on the link. It's the top link in the description. You cannot miss it. All goes towards helping the channel. They are our partners. They are a fantastic app as well, guys. Please do contribute by just downloading that for free. That's all you got to do. But it is really good. It is really good. So Jim Ratcliffe is playing checkers with the big Prem teams. Obviously, the strategy is dominance. This is the other big positive, isn't it? He's already hit two of our competitors, the two richest clubs in the world. We have hit for staff and people from them. So them success stories, he has gone into them and taken them away straight away. I think it's like he had a target. He had Dan Ashworth. He waited. He didn't jump the gun, and bang, got him. Simple as. Well, not officially yet, but he is heading that way. He wanted Dan Ashworth. He's made sure that Dan Ashworth has come to Manchester United. He didn't want anyone else, and he's just said, that's my man, I want that one, no one else. We have pinpointed the best, and that's who it's going to be. Raja, welcome to the Members Club, gifted by the Honest Tiger. Thank you, Honest Tiger, again. And yes, the shirt that Honest Tiger donated from the store has been won. And actually, I'm going to just... No, he's actually not in the chat tonight, so I'm not going to announce it. But yes, we have found that prize winner, and he is a lucky man, and a shirt being sent to him. More of that to come as we go along, guys. Like I said, stay tuned for all the changes that are coming on match days. Adam, if Jim is spending all this money as 25% owner, then surely there's something in the contracts to ensure he has the potential for a full buyout in the future. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Making sense of this has been a difficult one for nearly every single United fan, to be honest, Anthony. And looking at it, you would expect there to be some sort of plus, some sort of definite guarantee with what he can do in the future. That's what I think is in place, and that's what I think is definitely going to be there for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I feel like this is pushing out the Glazers. Eventually, the big plan will be to have sole ownership of Manchester United, and that's how we're going forward. Really excited about that. I think that is music to every United fan's ear. Will we hear about that straight away? I don't think we're going to hear about that straight away. I do believe we're going to hear the long-term plan for Welly's in situ and the sporting control of the football club. I think that's the words that we're going to be hearing from Sir Jim Ratcliffe first of all. That's his direction. I think that's his PR spin to the fans. It's not so much spin, but you have to sort of sweeten it a little bit. You have to talk to the fans a certain way. There has to be something for the fans to actually get excited about and look forward to get on board with the project, because he's not just convincing staff. He's not just convincing the Glazers to let him come in. He's not convincing the world of football. He's convincing millions and millions and millions of Manchester United fans that he is the man that's going to take Manchester United past this era of mediocrity which we have been living through for the last 10 years. That is what Sir Jim Ratcliffe's plan is for me. I'd be very surprised if anything different came out. I think it will be on making Manchester United good, making Manchester United great, and then making Manchester United a powerhouse. It'll be like a stage speech of the whole project of step by step what is to come, challenging continuously year on year on year for the Champions League, the Premier League, expectations being that we are just there every single season competing. That's what it needs to be. United on the science and data side will be second to none. That's Sir David Brailsford. Yep, you know it. I know where you're going with that one. Roddy Johnson, Adam, I leave in Newbury Berks. Last time I went to Old Trafford, it cost me over 200 all in. As in match tickets, food, drink. Let me know more detail on that, Roddy Bud. It is expensive going to Old Trafford if you go to a certain section. Anyone who is ever going to Old Trafford or looking to go to Old Trafford, just ask me. I'll see what's available around in terms of other tickets and people like that. Obviously, you have to be members of the football club. So I know a lot of people worldwide are members. Yeah, but I'm just reading through some of these headlines that are coming through. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just reading through. Dan Ashworth would have much control at Manchester United. That would have much more control at Manchester United than he did at Newcastle. There is also a law of a higher salary, being closer to home, and above all, being the man tasked with turning around the biggest club in the world. Ashworth is set for key role under Ratcliffe. All of these headlines. Sorry, I'm just reading through the headlines, guys, as well at the same time. Trying to bring you all the up-to-date news as it happens. But yes, more wages, ideally. I think everyone's happy with that. It's closer to home. And I said it all along. It's like, you are in charge with the resources of the second richest man in the country of turning around Manchester United, the sleeping giant that is Manchester United. You are in charge of taking us back to the promised land. Now that on a resume and a CV is the pinnacle. And you know you're going to a club that is, with financial fair play, miles better off than anyone else. With the extra resources and cash influx from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, going to be able to spend more than anybody else. And expectation levels right now, which are not at the highest, you are going to be the man that sets the standards, or part of the team that sets United standards back up there again. It's a no-brainer for anyone. I was listening to the Newcastle representative on Sky talking earlier on about everything that he's got at his disposal at Newcastle. All the deals that he's got over the line and the transfers that have helped Newcastle and propelled them back into the big time from last season. All of that, and more promise of that to come in time, but you can't turn down United. Even how crap United have been, even the reporters are talking, hey, like, this is a done deal. Everyone knows that there's an announcement coming for Dan Ashworth. You cannot turn down United. That's the difference. That's where it gets interesting for anyone. It's like, oh, I'm happy. Yeah, this is great. This is great. We want you to be part of the biggest project in world football, taking Manchester United from absolute mediocrity to the greatness of what the club once was, with a higher wage, closer to home, and the bottomless pit of cash. What do you reckon? I'm done. Sign me up. That's it. It's a no-brainer. You cannot argue with that, can you? That's what it is. And everything that comes with United, the appeal, the lure of just the eyes on you, just the magnitude of the football club. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his money added to that. He has got the money. He is going to spend the money. He is going to turn Manchester United back around again. I know I sound like I'm on a one-man band here, just bigging up Sir Jim Ratcliffe and everything, but the more I read, the more I research, the more I look into it, the more I listen to people talking about it, it doesn't make sense if it goes in any other direction. He's not there to make money. He's already invested in the infrastructure, in staff, with the best that there is. It's a clear sign that everything else along this journey is going to be of the same best-in-class nature. Players, coaches, managers in time, if it does fail for Ten Hag, training facilities, medical staff, dietitians, sports science, everything is going to be on a different stratosphere for Manchester United from what it's been on. So all of these moaning and complaining about Carrington and it just falling down the pecking order at Old Trafford, being left behind by other clubs and their infrastructure and stadia, it is all going to be turned around by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That's the plan. Adam, have you seen a player called Nadia Razi? He plays at Shamrock Rovers. No, I've not got a clue, mate. But out on loan in Italy right now. Young player. His Irish looks good player. Take a look at him. United should go for him. He is 17. We've got a lot of young players on our books already right now. Liam says, I think we will use ROI on investment to pay the debt. He will get his chunk when he sells for big bucks further down the line. United Spotlight. Oh, he's talking to Dobby. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Painful paying $33 a share that we're trading at 12, 18 months ago. That is the world of finance and stocks and shares, I'm afraid. Welcome, General Foodie. I hope you had a great day. Why am I reading that? I don't know. I just randomly pick out comments in the comment section. Sorry about that. It's got no relevance at all to what we're talking about, if you have just tuned in. Everyone's doing well because everyone is liking the video, and we can see that we're just creeping up to the 300 like mark, guys. Please, please, please keep liking the video, everybody. We're moving on. Dobby says, no, it's another conversation. I'm interested to see how the players behave with the CEO and director of football when they start. I wonder if we see any more leaks. Very good question. Very good point put there, Leo. It will be interesting to see if anything like what has gone on before continues at the football club. I doubt it. I doubt it very much, but you just don't know, do you? Unhappy players that are kicking up a stink, they're not going to sit around at Manchester United earning a wage and stealing a living anymore. That's the difference right now. Let me just check the subscriber count for you guys as well while we are at it. Just to see how far away we are. Oh, just 17 away from getting that 38,000 subscriber mark. 18 away, guys. 6 likes away from the 300 mark as well. Good work tonight. Gerald says, have you seen how hard the young lads tackle the first team players? No wonder they're always injured. Hey, look, Blood, sweat and tears on the training ground. The youngsters come in fearless, don't they? That's what we used to come in like. It's like in recent years, that's disappeared from United. And I've been a big admirer of the youth team. I love the youth team. I think it has been a breath of fresh air over the last 3 years at the football club. So for me, I just feel like it's moving in the right direction. It's going down the road of youth team enhanced, leading into first team, adding acquisitions on top of best in class in players from this best in class recruitment team. Manchester United, therefore, on a trajectory to winning trophies and competing and earning money from the football pitch, not just the commercial revenues. The Glazers and their commercial team, go and knock yourselves out. Go and earn the club as much money as possible and add to that what we can actually earn on the pitch as well. As long as they invest into the club as much as what Sir Jim's going to invest into the club, I think that will be a little bit of a bump in the road probably at one point, where you can see how much Sir Jim Ratcliffe has invested into Manchester United, but then you don't see the same effort from the Glazers. I mean, we're never going to see the same effort from the Glazers, are we? I mean, they've never spent a bleeding penny, but I think United United are self-sufficient. We can definitely spend with the big boys and earn our own money. We just didn't need that debt. That debt has hampered us for years and years and years. Without that, we'd have been fine. We don't need any super rich oligarch or any sort of state buying us. We are self-sufficient. We don't need that extra investment. The investment that Sir Jim is bringing in is basically balancing Manchester United from how far we have fallen. Gerald says, my new favourite channel. Of course, Gerald, love that. Thank you for them sort of comments. They are everything to the channel. Subscribe, guys. We're almost at 38,000, says General Foodie. Anthony Wisdom, the players will be upping their game massively now. Performance accountability will be monitored under Ineos. With the Glazers, they were under no pressure to be the best and win trophies. No, they were not. That is 100% true, Anthony. They definitely weren't. That video I did from the article written by Paul Ogden from ESPN, that was Mike Ogden. Sorry, am I getting mixed up with his bloody name now? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ogden from ESPN was eye-opening, to say the least. It really was, because you were getting everything. You were getting everything from staff, but in the wrong departments. People being taken away. Players not bought because they weren't bringing enough commercial revenue to the football club. Never mind what they were doing on the pitch. So that was the big problem beforehand. That's gone. That is 100% gone. That alone should be a big enough positive for you guys. If you were ever worried about what Ineos were bringing to United, what Sir Jim Ratcliffe's plans were, getting into bed with the Glazers or anything like that, just to look on accountability for performance alone, all the way across the board at the football club, that must give you a little bit of hope going forward. We could have spent an extra 100 million on players every season for a decade if we didn't have the debt. We could have saved that money up over 5 years and reinvested it back into Old Trafford, Dobby, as well. That's what we could have done. We could have spent 50 on players, 50 on stadium and infrastructure every single year. That, more importantly, I think, is where it should have been spent. Welcome to the Members Club, Mark Goins. Thank you so much, guys. If you did want to be a member and contribute that way, just drop down into the description. There is a link there to how to become a member. All options there for as little as £2 as well. So all contributions count. Just you being subscribed and liking the video is enough for me. But if you did want to go the extra yard and become an absolute legend, then that is your opportunity to do so. Along with downloading the SofaScore app, bottom right hand corner there, and the top link in the description as well, guys. They're our partners and our sporting football stats and app information partner for the channel, bringing us everything we need to know about every single player on our roster, as well as every other club in the country and the world and in other sports, including cricket. So go and download it. It's bloody free. Great show, Adam. You are a top banana. Top banana. Yes, thank you. Cheers. 320 likes tonight, guys. That is a I think that's the best we've done in a few weeks, possibly on one of our evening shows. It's been a positive day today, and I can feel it in the chat. I can feel it amongst everybody that we are on a different scale right now. It was doom and gloom, not much football. Football's got better. We're winning. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is nearly there. We're talking investment. We're talking improvements. We're talking money coming in. Staff, best in class. Possible transfers this summer because of this new recruitment team. Oh, God, please. How long have we been waiting for days like this, Reds? How long has it been? Like, seriously. It seemed like a lifetime. It seemed like it was never going to end. It's still not ended, but it does look a lot rosier, doesn't it? It really does look a lot rosier. But yeah, let me get your questions. Let me get your comments in now, guys. It is all your part of the show. Just to finish up in the last few minutes, let me know what you're thinking. Any questions coming in at all? Let me just see what we've got. We actually have some hope at last, says Danny. Gerald says, I support Manchester United because I wanted my uncle's Eric Cantona 94-95 season mug. I wasn't going to get the mug if he hadn't made that wondering decision right there and then. I know which one you mean. Too long it has been, Neil. It has. It really has. I love being in the United family. This is the best family, the best community out there is this one on FUTV. I guarantee it, guys. Actually, you guys can actually get to 350 likes today. You're setting a new standard for the week here. This is bigger than match days. Well done. General Foodie has just donated a membership. That has been taken by Roddy Johnson. Welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Hope you're doing well, Roddy. Hope you're enjoying your evening and you're enjoying Valentine's Day. Watching YouTube and me and FUTV talking United, going on a march to success. That's what it's about. Adam, any idea when you are going to start a phone-in? Stop asking me that question. No, I'm only joking. No, it is in the pipeline. There is some changes coming up at the end of this month. I've said that in the show earlier on today. Do stay tuned. Come start of March, there is going to be a bit of a shake-up with everything going on the channel. And it's a good opportunity for everyone else to get involved in as well. So I'm looking forward to it. It is the unknown and is completely different. But hey, if you don't take a chance, then you never know, do you? If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery. That's what I say. Adam, do you think Eric Ten Hag should get another year under Jim Ratcliffe's leadership? If he makes Champions League, yes, Leo. Simple as. If he doesn't, no, Leo. Easiest way to answer that question. I used to go clubbing with my shirt collars up because of Cantona. I like that one. I like that, Mr. Miracle. Get Cantona collar up in the nightclub. Those were the days. Those were the days. Sticky carpets and all of that. Oh, God. Yeah, going back some years now. No matter what we do or don't achieve, at least none of it is tainted by cheating. Well said, Kaz. Well said. Always the same. Seen actually, Kaz pointed out a great tweet to me earlier on today from a Liverpool fan. In the tweet, it said it was talking about the game between Manchester City and Copenhagen last night, and it said in the tweet, I used to tune into all of Manchester United's Champions League games just in hope that they lost. This game, I just could not give a toss about because they've cheated their way to where they are now and basically changed football and the whole outlook of football. That's how City will always be seen. And it's not sour grapes. The facts are there that they have cheated. So, yeah, that for me that's a damning statement right there. And I understand it. It's like I always wanted the English teams to lose in Europe. I don't want anyone to win. I'm just like full on Manchester United mode. If it was Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, anyone, Chelsea, anyone in Europe, I just wanted them to lose. I didn't like English teams winning at all. And yeah, I was like that Liverpool fan in a tweet. You always tuned in just to see if your rivals lost so you could laugh at them and have banter with your mates. But with City, it's just numb. You just can't be arsed. It's just nothing right about it at all in that football club. This situation reminds me of a hypothetical. Would you take 100 million of it meant... probably if it meant, not of it meant. If it meant Your worst enemy's Glazers also got 1 billion. This is it. It's the same thing, Dobby, in saying, are you going to be able to put your hatred away for the Glazers? The Glazers are going to earn money, but that's because United have been successful. So you want your football team to do well, but that means the Glazers get money. I know it's gonna really affect quite a lot of fans, but we have to think of the football team and being successful again, and just being able to give some banter back to opposition fans for a change. God, it has been a long time. It has been an awful long time. James Warrington says, I'm sick of all the miserable Sir Jim detractors. Having him here is a million times better than not having him. Less than a year ago, all we had were the Glazers. Thank God for Sir Jim. Hey, it is miles better than what we had before. I'd rather have Sir Jim there than just the Glazers on their own. I totally agree with that one. Yo, Adam, what advantage? Advantage is that our revenues mean that we can spend more money than anyone else in the transfer market. So Jim can spend his money. The Saudis can't spend their money. That's the difference. Because Manchester United actually earn money. And that's why the Glazers, the Leeches bought us, because we were the only team that they could actually make money off. That's the difference. So Jim is coming in with all his 4 billion available in cash. And he can spend what he wants. Well, not what he wants, and he won't spend all of it, but he is free to do what he wants with it pretty much, without the fear of financial fair play. As long as United get it right structurally and recruitment-wise and the way that the club operates, then we will be able to spend money and have a big advantage over other clubs. What are these reports about Dan Ashworth might have to go on gardening leave? Don't get the benefit in that for either club. Hope it's not true. Yeah, Newcastle can, cheers for the super chat, Lee. Newcastle can enforce gardening leave on Dan Ashworth because he is coming out of his contract early. I don't know if Manchester United, if they pay compensation, they will negotiate in the deal that if we're paying this £6 or £7 million for him, then we don't want any gardening leave. I'm sure they will negotiate it either way. 350 likes, guys. Cheers for that, by the way. So I feel like we are in a position where we will go in there, tell Newcastle we will pay that £6 or £7 million compensation, but we don't want Dan Ashworth on gardening leave. We want him available and working instantly at the football club. If you're going to pay that, you are going to demand that, aren't you? I think Newcastle will demand the money. I think United will counter that with saying, look, we don't want him to go on gardening leave. But they can, with their contractual situation with Ashworth, actually say, look, gardening leave, you can't do anything until the summer. It's like basically just saying, look, you're taking one of our guys. We have got on the contract. We don't want him working for you. We don't want to give you an advantage straight away. And we're within our rights to make it as difficult for you as possible, and Newcastle will make it as difficult as possible for us because we are taking one of the best that there is and away from one of our rivals as well. Not good for them and not good for the rest of the Premier League is what I say. Fantastic for us. Fantastic for us. Let's just finish up now. Garden leave is just a made up thing. The person on garden leave just works from home or for his new company. It's a gardening leave is he will be doing stuff behind the scenes, like Dobby says there. There's no way he won't be doing anything. Hi Adam, if it's okay with you, I will do another comp this week. That's totally fine with me, Honest Tiger. Thank you for your contributions as always, mate. Judge and Jury says, if Dan is as good as we all hope he should be able to negotiate his way out of that contract, it will be United just paying the fee. I'm pretty certain of that. That's how that will go. Considering what's happening with Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking people from rivals, he doesn't seem kind of person you want to mess with. No, he is a hard negotiator. He earned his reputation dealing with trade unions and everything like that back in the day. He just went at everyone that came in his way, and he always ended up winning. Known as what was his nickname now? Oh, he had a nickname back in the day in the business world. I can't remember what it was now. It was an obvious one though, of like a Darth Vader type of sort of slant on it. where he was just a no-nonsense sort of character. Well, guys, that is it. So many questions. Guys, get your comments in on the video after it drops live. We are going to watch some football. Have a great evening. Enjoy your Valentine's Day, guys. Hope you have a good one. I will be back tomorrow, as always. If anything else comes up in the meantime, I will definitely be there covering it for everyone, as always. But guys, thank you for tuning in. You have been immense. Over 360 likes. New members, super chats, great comments in the live section today. Absolutely love it. And we will be back tomorrow, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And it has been a ball. Cheers very much, guys.